Hey guys, HarryWilmington here. So I just finished doing my How to Escape the Friend Zone show. And as I was logging out of that show, somebody was asking a question in the chat. I said I'd do a video. This is that video. And the question he asked was, can you connect with a woman emotionally while not being friend zoned? And would you want to? So what he's referring to is that, if you're in the friend zone with a woman, you're having experiences with her that in your head, it's allowing you to bond and connect on these various levels, including emotionally. And so if you're trying to avoid the friend zone, then ideally when you first meet a woman, you're getting her number and you're asking her on dates right away, right? So with some guys, the problem is that, the friend zone for them allows them to feel that emotional connection that they think may not be there if they're just starting to date a woman, And so this is where I think guys get it mixed up, where they're thinking that in order to fully bond with a woman, they need to be all emotional and be able to tell their feelings and talk about all these hard times they have and get really, really deep with them, right? In order for the woman to feel like there's an emotional connection, right? Because that's what we think that it means. But what do women actually mean when they're saying that they want to create an emotional connection with somebody? Here's what that means, guys. When women say, I want to build an emotional connection, what they mean is, I want to be able to be emotional with the guy that I'm with and not be judged for it. Now, obviously, there are some emotions that women will have that you're like, that needs to be judged, right? So we'll get those ones out of the way. Those do exist. But basically, like, women want to feel like they can come to you and talk to you about their day and about some of the hardships that they had, about Susie at the office that was acting like an a-hole, about that project she was working on that she maybe didn't finish the right way, or that, some insecure feelings she's feeling about herself and about her looks and about her weight and about her dress and all this other stuff, right? They want to be able to come to you and be that shoulder that they can lean on for that stuff and feel as though you're a safe space for that to happen. Women do not mean, and they want you to blab your feelings and your insecurities and your emotions and your deep things to them, because then to them, that doesn't make you a safe space. It makes you a person that is possibly like more emotional than them. And to most women, being emotional is a feminine trait. Is that fair? It is not. Does this mean that you can never, ever, in the history of forever, ever tell a woman about some negative thing you're going through or some feelings that you're having? It does not mean that. But in terms of building up a relationship, it does mean that in the dating phase of things, you being overly emotional, you blabbing out all your feelings is going to be seen as a negative. She does not know you enough. She's not spent enough time with you to want to be the person that you can come to do that. Again, is the balance of that fair? It is not. But who said that dating had to be fair? The point is that in the beginning, when women are saying they want to build an emotional bond, they want to be able to come to you and feel those things enough to where they can trust you. Now, why is that important? Because in women's experience, a lot of times when they're trying to be women of the world and trying to show emotions, their emotions get shot down. They've heard guys say to them, why are you crying about that? You shouldn't be feeling that way about that. Why are you angry? Why are you upset? That's not a thing. I wouldn't get mad about that. And this is where men have a responsibility to start to learn and understand how women move in the world, because a lot of women that want to be with you are going to head for the hills when you start judging their emotions. Now, us as guys, we don't like when our thoughts get judged. We don't like when women ask us questions and we say an answer and their response is, oh, why would you think that way? How dare you? That's misogynistic and blah, blah, blah. No, we just think differently about stuff. So in that same vein, women are going to react and respond to the world in a much more emotional place. They're going to call things cute a lot more than we do. They're going to think babies crying on the street is going to make them cry. And we're going to be like, babies cry all the time. What's that about? And that's because our level of emotional, our level of emotion that we have in terms of how we show it is drastically different. Our testosterone versus their estrogen. Estrogen is going to make them be a little bit more emotional and cause them to cry a lot more and allow them to have different thoughts and feelings about things than we do. So for us to come along and be like, oh, that shouldn't be a thing, that's going to make them feel judged. And as a result of that, that's not going to make them feel like they can emotionally connect with you, which therefore means they're not going to feel a bond, right? So in this particular realm, you have to be a guy that is willing to understand that when she comes to you with these things in the dating process that seem like they're maybe a little emotional or a little more than you probably do, that she's looking to come to you for that because she wants you to eventually be that trusted source, right? But that does not mean that you need to go out of your way to be overly emotional, because that kind of thing, again, because it's feminine energy, if she's looking for a masculine man, then showing these kind of things early on, or like you're thinking, well, she's crying, so I'm going to cry too, and so she can feel like a connection bond, like it's manipulative for one, and also like that's not going to be a thing that's going to actually turn her on. So you need to learn the various masculine qualities and traits that actually will turn her on and do more of those things in the beginning to whereby she can build an increase in interest in you and then eventually want you as the boyfriend. At the point that you become the boyfriend and the trusted source, then you can at times spill out things about, I felt this way about this thing, I was angry about this thing, whatever. But even then in relationships, again, sorry to say, you don't want to be a guy that does that all the time, because yes, she wants to feel connected to you, but you being overly emotional, it doesn't make her feel safe around you. Because again, if things arise in life, they're just, dangers or things that come out of the blue, she wants a guy that looks like he knows how to handle that. You being a guy that is overly emotional and going to her crying, I lost my job today, and oh my God, these people are so unfair, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't look like you're solving a problem, which means now you're looking for her to solve the problem, which means you're looking for her to play the masculine role. And women that are looking for guys that are in their masculine and that are going to be leaders, she doesn't want to see that. Sorry to say, yeah. And you might be a guy that's like, but I am an emotional guy and I feel this and that. It's not that you can't feel things or think things. Tell that stuff to your guy friends, your family, or a psychiatrist before you go to your girl, unless it's some kind of thing that's like going to be dire to the family. Like you being like, I'm upset because my favorite team lost the Super Bowl. That is not a thing to cry to your girl about. She's not going to want to hear that. Your guy friends will understand. Your girlfriend's going to be like, he is such a puss. Like, why is he crying about this crap? It's just a freaking game. So you have to know the difference between things that are okay for you to go to her and say, hey, I felt this kind of way about this thing, or I'm going through the situation, and that's fine, versus like, you think you can be as emotional about stuff as she is about all the things. Like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. But in terms of your direct question, you can connect with women in the dating process by simply being there for her when she shows her emotions. It doesn't mean you can't show emotions like happy or, joyful or thankful and stuff like that, but really try to steer off away from the negative emotions. If there's been negative things that happen in your life, you're thinking, I want to be able to talk to her about that time my parents got divorced, this time that where this happened to me. Like, you can risk doing that. I'm just telling you, it ultimately serves you a lesser purpose in the getting to know you dating phase. Now, at the point where it's been 3 months and she solidified her feelings, those are conversations you can go a bit deeper on. You could mention early on things that you want to get more emotionally deep about later on in the dating process. But for those first few dates, women are trying to go out there for fun and liveliness. Why? Because as you can tell from women in general, they are very emotional. And sometimes for them, the vacation is getting around somebody else that's not as emotional. So be that guy. So hopefully, guy, this helps you out. For the rest of you guys, if you have questions you want to ask me, you can write to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com. You can also leave comments below my videos. In the meantime, also go to my comments, go below this video and click on some of the various links to check out my ebooks, audiobooks, and programs, all designed to help you date as your introverted self while still getting your precious, precious alone time. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man.